Well, today we're going to be using Bayfair. Now, this is a new collection from, although it says Spellbinders, it's really from Rosie's studio out in, I believe, Australia. And we're going to show you some things. In fact, here is one of the cards that you will see. How fun is that? Okay, please come play with us. Well, before we get into the projects, I just want to show you what we have. So the Bayfair are 12 by 12 papers. They're single-sided. There are 20 sheets, and it says there's one foiled, but actually there's more than one foiled, so I'll be showing you those. We also have 136 die cuts. There are 2 of each, and I guess, yeah, that's kind of how you can see them, but I'll be showing them to you. Then we also have these butterflies. Now, they are adhesive on the bottom layer, and then the wings can flutter up. You can kind of see that, and I'll be showing you that. So let's go to the first card that I did, and what I find I do every time is I go through the papers, whoops, and decide which ones I really like the best. So in this case, I love this. I thought it was just so pretty. Let me turn it around. And it's the only one that's this large with this type of art on it. So that. Then the stripe I thought was fun. And then there's also this pattern. It's a tone on tone. And of course the colors match perfectly. So what I wanted to do was to isolate this one. So what I did is I took our 5 by 6.5 inch card and I covered it with the stripe going vertically. Then I placed our square dies, and this is obviously one that is square without any of the scalloped, and placed it right there. And it was 1.25 inches from the top. So when you take a square and turn it on point, you have a diamond, and that's exactly what I wanted. Now, then I ran it through the die cutting machine. Now, if your machine won't take the 6.5 inches, it's perfectly fine. We have a solution. Just put your cutting die there, put a piece of cardstock on top of it, and then turn it back and run it through your die cutting machine. That way it'll go through all of them. So that worked nicely. Then I did another piece out of the floral, out of this tone on tone, using the scallop with the same size as the square to make that a little scallop frame around it. So glued that in place. Now, I also did this piece, which is 1/2 inch wide. Again, the same patterned tone on tone, green on green. So that just gave me a place for my message, and my message came out of our 500 script dazzles. This has got 3 sheets, multiple colors, black, white, gold, silver, and you can see the white just fits perfectly, just very nicely. Now, I had a bit of a dilemma with what to do on each side because it was kind of plain, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll take one of the die cuts, but you know, that didn't look all that great. And I thought, okay, maybe I'll take another of the die cuts, but that was a little dinky. So then I simply went to our white ribbon and did a bow and knotted it in place. And then I took one of those butterflies, and you can see they're in light blue, dark blue, white, and then a light pink, and then kind of a darker kind of salmon color, and just placed it right there. And I do like the fact that that stays lifted. They're already scored and lifted for you. The bottom layer has adhesive on it. So all you do is just place it. Super, super easy. Then for the inside, what I needed to do was to get this piece centered into my diamond. So simply cut a piece. This is 4.5 by 6. And it is smaller than the one on the front. The front covers the whole piece, and I wanted that because we've got white in here, so that would work. And so I just kind of moved it around until I could be sure it would be centered in my diamond, and that worked nicely. Then another strip down here. This is a little bit wider. It's 7/8 inches by 5. Place that down there. Now that's where I use that gold foiled little dragonfly, and I foam tape that. So it's just a really simple card, and you've got all the pieces there. So just for you, just because, so you don't need a reason to send a card. And I thought that worked pretty well. Okay, now we're going to go to the next one. And again, this was a paper journey for me. And I looked at these two. So a darker blue, again, tone on tone, kind of like the green, although you can see this better. And then this diamond. And I thought, okay, I've got a dark and a light. Okay, that's kind of subjective with the two. And I laid out all of the die cuts. In fact, I do that every time because I just wanted to see what I had. And like I said, you get about 2 of each one. You can see some are light blue, just line art. Some are gold and they're foiled, you can see, and then some are solid gold. And I just kind of laid them in this arch. And I thought, well, you know, that's pretty good. so I trimmed this down. Again, it's going to be like the 4 1/4 by 6, and glued it down. No inking this time. And I did place all of the solid gold and the blue down with glue, and then the gold ones I foam taped. You don't have to. That's just what I did. And the blue butterfly, the light blue one right there, kind of zooming off. And the I love you came from our card Inside and Outside. And this pack has black, white, gold, silver, and brown. Now the white was perfect. And the way these dazzles work is, let's see, I love you. You are my everything. I lost my R, A-R-E. You make me smile, keeping you in my heart. May all your wishes and then come true as a separate one. Happy birthday, sending more hearts. The more candles, the bigger the wish. You may not know that, but it's true. So I did the I love you because I just thought it nested nicely in there, okay? Then I wanted to do something special on the inside, and I knew I would be using that diamond. So I did this, and I'm really happy with it. So again, same size, 2 of these. Notice they are not meeting in the score line because we want that to be open, because I'm going to be using this cutting die. And it's this one, the Double Treat. It is super, super easy to do. And although on this one, I think Teresa did this, she used cutting dies. Well, I thought the die cuts, because you get 136, there were just so many to use, and I thought that would be perfect. Now, so what you do, you have these 3 pieces, and again, like all the fabulous folded dies, the instructions are right there, easy to follow. And all you do is place this, and then you want to use extra sticky tape. This is the 1/4 inch, and place that on the top part and right here, and then turning it over right there and right there. So you've got the 2 boxes. It's going to make 2 boxes. So what you do is when you remove the tape, you simply insert that little flap inside that box, and then wrap it around and insert it inside that box. So you have these 2 boxes. Now you can place them however you want. I just followed the directions on the package, but you can do them this way or any way. Now, because this paper is single-sided, I did use this piece on the die, which meant that I had this area that was white. Okay, so you can see that this is. Now the other thing that you have is you have the crossbars, and as you know, on most dies, when they have a crossbar, the little flaps go against the back of the box, and then you've got this. So that gives you a place to attach things. So what I did is I did cut a piece and glued it to the top there, so that way they both match. So that did my blue greeting, my blue message that I wanted to do, the light and the dark. Then I've got the 2 flaps. What I was surprised about is that these are all of the die cuts. This one is just on the back of the card, and let me show you. Okay, it doesn't even go into the little box because it's so tall. But then this one and this one did go into the box, and I thought it was fun to just have one on the front. This little vase, just the very bottom of it is attached to that crossbar. So that's going to wiggle, and I thought that was nice. Because I had the dazzles that have the different colors, I could do the white on the front and I could do black on the inside because obviously the white wouldn't show. So that was nice. And then this bird, staying with my blue theme, is foam taped and it's just swooping into these. So this is covering a nice portion of the card, but I still have room for my message and an extra embellishment. So that worked nicely. And like I said, it's a super easy cutting die to use. It also, you do want to have a bone folder because you want to really burnish those folds. The other thing is this little puppy will fit into an A2 card. So you've got the option of a couple of sizes. So there you go. I hope you like that. I thought that was fun. Now I do realize I'm doing flowers, so I'm going to do another one. So here we go. This one, okay, so this is obviously horizontal, and this has a flap on the front. Now what I wanted to do is I pulled out all of these papers. So there's this and this and this. It's kind of the same pattern, but in different sizes. And I thought, I'd like to do something with that. Then there was this stripe, and much narrower stripe than the green one, and then another tone on tone. So these 5 papers I just thought worked really, really well together. And I was curious to see what I could do. So I would need probably a card that has more layers. So we'll get in closer so you can see. And this one has a flap on the front, so it goes like that, and then it opens like that. So there's my stripe. There's my largest floral. There is the tiny floral, and then there's the tone on tone. So I did not get to use this one, but there it is. So that's how I did that. Now let me show you the construction of this. So I covered, first of all, I covered my card front with the smallest, and I did use the inking because I just thought it needed a little bit more. So this is the blush, and this is, of course, my blending brush. So just went around the edge like so, just to give it, indeed, a blushing look. Now, I couldn't put this until I had done this flap. Now, this flap is going to be like this. It is 2 3/4, and I cut this 7 1/4 inches long, which is 7 3/4 inches, because you're going to score a 1/2 inch flap right there, and then you're going to put extra sticky tape on it. But I wanted a little extra because sometimes I find I just need to trim a little bit, and I want that even. So this, the extra sticky tape goes on the back of the card. So just take that off, center it so that that score line is equal to the edge of the card, and bring it forward. And kind of pretty much centered, maybe a little bit further down than it is at the top. And then simply, this is one of the larger die cuts. And this is the darker butterfly. I wanted to use those because I had them, and I think they're really fun. And then what I use, again, because I've got three layers, so I thought, well, let's use Grateful, Thankful, and Blessed. That would be perfect. This is the package. There's black, white, gold, and silver. So black is right there. Grateful just fit beautifully. And I chose the black. I could have done the white, but I kind of really wanted it to stand out. Then when this is open, no inking here. Then when this is opened, I've got a smaller butterfly. These are 2 die cuts. They're just down with glue. Thankful is between them. Now on the inside, so this is lifting up, so you're going to the side and then lifting up. Then this large piece, the large image, I inked that with khaki because I wanted a different color. So that's the khaki. I could have done blush, but I didn't know, I just kind of wanted it to be different. This little stripe piece is a couple of inches. The directions are down below, so I've got all the measurements for you. This is a die cut, and then another of the little foiled dragonflies, and Blessed is there. So I felt like that was a good way to use those papers. I was sorry I couldn't fit in that fifth one, but that worked pretty well. And this is a nice design, I thought also. Okay, one last one, and I thought, you know, Paulette, this is called Bayfair. So there are quite a few images of beach. So I thought, you know, you really need to use it. So that is the last one. Now this paper is one of the foiled, and let me wiggle it. There you go, you can see that. Okay, this is one of the foiled. And what I wanted to do is that whale I just loved. It too is foiled, it's one of the die cuts. And I really wanted to showcase that, but I wanted to make sure that we saw that this is a whale. It is big, so it's going to extend. So what I did is I took our flat card and measured on the top part of it 1.5 inches from each side, cut that, and then I scored it in half, so 2.5 inches down. Then that is going to become my card base, as you can see. So we'll get back in closer so you can see that. We're getting closer. She's pushing the button. Okay. So I foam taped my whale, and I did ink the edges. Now I want to show you something I do. Because there are many shades of blue and of other things, I do just a piece of white cardstock, and I just push the ink pad on it and I mark it what it is. You can tell I didn't plan this real well, but in order to figure out what color is going to go here, gee, what do I want? Do I want Prussian? Do I want Royal? You know, I could have gone with either one. I could have even gone with the electric. I went with the Prussian, which is the darker, and I do confess that I inked it after I had put him on. So what I ended up having, I could ink part of it, but I couldn't get too close to him. So if you do not know about our teeny tiny daubers, these are from Hunky Dory. You get 50 in a package. They're these tiny little guys. Well, I don't know if you can see, but that's got blue on the end of it. I just dipped into the ink and I just went right next to him so that you couldn't tell that I did it later. But of course, I'm telling you that I did it later. So I know people are using this for glue, for lots of other things, but I find it handy for kind of fixing when I need a little extra something. Okay, now I didn't put the dragonfly on until later, but I did sit there, and I swear to you, this is exactly what happened. I thought, gosh, I'd love a great big blue hello. And I thought, okay, Paulette, we have that. Let me show you. We have these. So here it is, and here it is with the backing. So you can see there's a great big hello, I love you, happy birthday, thank you. We have them in blue, in red, in green, in gold pearl, and in gold sparkly, and in double stick. Now with the double stick, you can use our foils. Yes, you can use the foils on these. So just want to tell you about that. So push the hello, it was perfect. I felt great going on to the inside. So I did kind of it's kind of what I do at home when I have a whole bunch of things I want to put on the wall. It's not quite a collage, but almost. So I did another piece of that same foiled paper. I guess you can't see it as easily because there's stuff on it. Okay, and then I just laid out some of the die cuts. So you can see these are all beachy. I lifted up the one that says fabulous because I wanted this to read, hello, fabulous, just like that. And you can see these are die, well, everything is die cuts actually, but there's some are foiled. And that's kind of fun. I thought the swimsuit was cute to have. I did ink the edges of that so it would stand out a little bit against the white background. And of course did ink that piece on the inside. So you can just play around with them. Yes, you can overlap if you need to. And then you just want to make sure that when this is closed, it kind of makes sense. It's kind of a peak to the inside. And then I added the dragonfly. So that was this one. Now, I wanted to tell you, 136 die cuts, these are the ones that I had left over. There's my other whale, there's another big bird. So I've got a ton left over, ton. So you can see all of that. That's just this huge pile. And I did not use everything. I didn't use one of everything. So there's a ton of stuff left. Okay, now with the dragonflies, I did have 3 left. So that's just left over. And for the papers, these are the ones that I did not use. So there's another of the floral. There's dragonflies. I could have used that on that first one. This is another foiled sheet. So it's interesting they say there's one, but there's more. And I think this one has a little bit of foiling. No, it really does. There we go. Just some little dots. There you go. And this, and sailboats, and little chairs, and words, hugs, bloom, and joy, and some vases. So I used quite a few in the cards, but being 12 by 12, and this is what I found too, I really liked using the 12 by 12 because I had so much, and then I can do the cards again, should I choose, because there's plenty of die cuts. There's lots of stuff left. So this is what Bayfair is. I think this is just like the second one that we have bought from Rosie's studio. So that's neat. So you have the 20 sheets, more than one foiled. You have the 136 die cuts. And then you have the dragonflies that are self-adhesive. So that's the collection. It is in a money saver on the right-hand side of our screen. As I said, I have placed instructions down below. Just pop on the card, click on the card, and you'll see the instructions. Also on the right-hand side, you can print them off should you want to. But it was fun playing with the many papers, the lights and dark. Well, you know, I love paper. Of course I do. That's why it's called Paulette's Paper Play. If you are watching this on YouTube, we certainly hope you will comment and subscribe and say you like us, you know, all of those things. Then head on over to paperwishes.com because we have all of this and it's in stock and you've got lots of ideas. You can buy them separately, of course. We would always do that. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you very much for joining me. Your comments keep me going, so I appreciate it. So please keep doing it. And I hope that you like why I did what I did. And I'll keep sharing. So I want to thank you for absolutely being the very best part of the Paper Wishes family. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.